My name is Sean. This is a message to those at Davos and the World Economic Forum. You're giving one lucky person on YouTube the opportunity to fly to Davos and talk to world leaders about a cause that's important to them. You're giving us 3 minutes to make our pitch. It's rather cold out here, so I'm going to get right to it. My cause is global poverty. I know I'm not the first, and I probably won't be the last. I believe we can end extreme poverty, and I was inspired to believe this by Dr. Jeffrey Sachs, whom I got to meet while I was a graduate student at the University of Notre Dame. His message is simple. We can end extreme poverty. And it won't take a radical change like becoming communist or turning into Mother Teresa for that to happen. Simple changes in our global priorities can have a huge impact around the world. So inspired by this message, I decided to pack my bags, leave graduate school, and go to Bangladesh, where I've been helping people for over 2 years. I don't have enough time to explain everything I've done, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be leaving a link here to my YouTube channel where you can see the work that I've done. I'm home for the holidays right now, but I plan on going back later this year. What I've learned by doing this for over the past 2 years is that the conversation about global poverty isn't as black and white as we make it out to be in the classroom and mainstream media. For example, critics of aid, such as Dambisa Moyo, have accurately and truthfully pointed out that we have sent billions and billions of our tax dollars to the developing world, and much of it has just disappeared. Sometimes it's actually made things worse. It's also true that when you are just dumping money from a rich country to a poor country, you can create dependence. These are problems with aid, but it's also true, as people like Dr. Jeffrey Sachs have accurately pointed out, targeting specific problems can create a huge impact that help break the cycle of poverty. For example, it only costs $10 to give someone in Africa a mosquito net so that they can be protected from malaria, and it would only take 1 day's worth of Pentagon funding to make sure that everyone in Africa got one. It would cost $9 billion to make sure everyone has clean and safe drinking water in this world. That's a lot of money, but think about this. Europeans in 1 year spent $11 billion on ice cream. So instead of talking about more or less aid, if given the opportunity to talk at Davos, I would talk about giving smarter aid. That is, using the fact we are in the 21st century, we just entered a new decade, and we have the technology to make sure we hold individuals, governments, and organizations responsible for the money we give them. We should be able to track every dollar, and we should be able to see who it helps. Not only that, with social media, we should be able to interact with those that we help. And when you do it that way, it's not at all about dumping money, it's about one community helping another. And this isn't a theory, this is something I've been putting to practice for over 2 years. Everything that I've done, all the people I've been able to help, has been as an individual, simply using YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook to connect to other people who believe the same way as I do. It's not a charity or organization at all, but it has been quite successful. On YouTube, for example, you have 3 big entities that are talking about global poverty. You have UNICEF with over 3.9 million views, you have Bono with the One campaign with over 2.9 million views, and you have actually what I'm doing with over 2 million views. These are the top 3 on the issue of global poverty. The UN and Bono already have a seat at the table. And that's the thing. Although only one person can go to Davos, if you pick someone like me, you are giving the YouTube community a seat at the table. And that's a community that's worth having at the table. I'd say more, but I'm out of time. I guess you're gonna have to take me to Davos to hear more.